Oh.
I would remind people to please sign in, so it helps me particularly with the spelling of the names in the minutes if you sign in after you speak.
Okay. Well, I'm Ric Johnson. That's easy to spell. I'm one of the founders of New Logic Research. We started our company 30 years ago over on Park Avenue and have been in the city ever since. And I bought my place at Pacific Park Plaza in 1984. And so I've been around for a while. You guys haven't seen me, but we own the property next to the Farbs on 67th Street, actually the same spanning 67th and 66th. And we actually did the development of part of the liquid sugar property, the warehouses right next door, the siding, and really contributed, I think, to the Greenway and the Greenbelt as anticipation of as Pulte moved into the neighborhood and the neighborhoods grew around us, thinking that at least as an investor in this property that we bought, that we would have an opportunity to someday, at least have the choices of what we could do with that investment. And back in '85, is that my 3 minutes already?
No.
No way. I forgot to change. Time flies when you're having
Jackie has the official. She's the official timekeeper right here.
Anyway, 2005, the residential was going up around us, and people are walking their dogs and making good use of our front lawn, and so to have that go away, not that we intend to. We've been a manufacturer. We're one of probably the last manufacturers in Emeryville, but to at least have the opportunity as an investor in Emeryville to be able to do with that property what would make the most common sense for that neighborhood. That's all we're saying, is to consider that as part of this plan and to not take away at least the option for doing things down the road as far as housing and things like that are concerned.
Okay, thank you very much.
But I do want to bring up one thing. The word that we've heard over and over again tonight is flexibility. I believe this document has flexibility built into it. But I am concerned about the ILG area, and we've heard from several property owners on 66, 67th Street about the issue of taking away the possibility of housing in that district. And as I went back and read the ordinance, I think it was 2005? Right. The rationale that we used then in 2005 was a good rationale, and as I reflect on it, I would like to ask the council to consider one more time adding the housing to possible uses in the ILG uses. This doesn't mean it's a slam dunk, but it means that you increase the flexibility. What we're trying to do here is follow the general plan, encourage our school district, and to eliminate some very, very large parcels that might be of assistance there. I think we're missing a bet. I would like to suggest that we add the housing to the ILG.
Yes, Charlie.
And I understand the general plan amendment. I understand all that.
You're not suggesting that we do that tonight?
Not tonight,
Okay.
but certainly included in here that this will be a subject for discussion.
We can
How
certainly...
do people
So
feel about
you
that?
want to run this through the planning commission again? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, no, I want a process put in place where we consider housing in the ILG.
Well, may I suggest something? Similar, it will require a general plan amendment because the general plan has a map in it of residential densities
Right.
that explicitly shows where residential is permitted and where it's not permitted. And in this area, it doesn't show housing as being permitted. It also matches with the different land use classifications that are in the general plan. So we're going to have to think about how to change this land use classification and also, at a minimum, amending the residential density map. And then when we do that, we can amend the zoning map to conform to that. Those could be done concurrently, but in either case, it does have to go through the Planning Commission first and then to the City Council for adoption. You could, as you did with the two paths, which is a much less complex issue, you could initiate a general plan amendment. I mean, if you want to direct us to do that, we could bring back to your next meeting a resolution for you to initiate a general plan amendment to look at this. General plan and zoning.
Would I have the support of the council to do that? What I'm asking here is to look carefully at it one more time for consideration.
So are you suggesting passing this tonight?
We pass this tonight.
Except for that
No,
section?
we pass this tonight,
As
but
written.
with the clear understanding that when we come back, how soon can you do this, Charlie? February 5th?
Well, we could bring back a resolution at your next meeting on February 5th to initiate a general plan and zoning amendment, and that will kick off a process.
There'll still be a process for lots of input, lots of discussion, but I think after having read that 2005 document, I think we were missing a bet here, and we should go back and take another look. But with that being said, do I have the support?
I'd support that, Nora.
No, I'm going to withhold right now because I think that enough people looked at this plan for enough years, and also there was tours of the sites. I mean, I think that we need to have more time than trying to rush something through by February 5th. So what I'm saying is I would like to hear, right now there is no deal out there to develop anything, and I told the Farbs in the specific, if you have a deal, bring it to us as far as housing. We could look at it at that time, but I'm concerned about losing that industrial property. I know we're not losing it, but I still think there needs to be an importance to keeping that property the way it is and keeping it zoned the way it is.
See, I guess I see a different view. If we're looking at the highest and best use there,
Well,
in terms of the overall good to the city and to the school district.
well, I know, but I think we need to have a city that has jobs in it too. So I mean, it's great to have all housing, but I think we need to have an area of town where we can bring some business into town and have people that live here that can walk to work. And I see that as that type of property there. So I'm very reluctant about changing what the steering committee did and everybody else has done on this plan to go back at one night before the clock, as George said, 11:59, and saying, we're going to change this. And I think too many people spent too much time on
I'm not saying that we change it tonight. We pass this tonight, but that we bring this particular issue back for consideration. So I don't have Kurt. Jennifer?
Is there anybody else who would like to talk?
I don't know, I have some other comment, I haven't spoken
Okay,
yet, so.
Speak.
But before we deal with the industrial area, I just want to say some other things. I want to add my thanks